Hey, what's going on, guys? Good morning. I just want to come on here and do a little mindset presentation. So, I do these every single Monday morning for our team specifically, talking a little about how to just make that 2 millimeter distinction to get whatever it is that you want. So, God really put it on my heart to just kind of go out there a little bit more. So, I hope you'll join me. Good morning if you're watching this. We're just going to talk a little about mindset this morning. So, I was watching the news this morning and some really interesting statistics, right? So, the average American cannot afford a $400 emergency right now. And that's pretty sad when you think about, what if your tire breaks, or what if something happens in your car and you can't afford a $400 emergency? And what that does is set families back for more of more challenges that we've got to overcome. People that are behind on their mortgages are at an all-time high right now. American families are having to work two jobs right now just to make ends meet. So, I want to talk this morning. We're doing a gratitude challenge, and I didn't really do a lot of posting last week. Just got back from New Orleans. Life was kind of crazy. So, I want to talk this morning about gratitude and how it really shifted everything for me when I was six figures in debt, two kids in diapers, and didn't want to go back to work. I just wanted to be a stay at home mom. I just wanted to watch my kids walk and talk and learn and play. But I was six figures in debt, and I had to figure out how do I do both. It wasn't either or. It was like, how do I be a stay at home mom, and also how do I overcome all of this debt? How do I do it at the same time? So, when I got introduced to this industry and what we do now, it was really because I was praying. I was praying for something. I didn't know what it was. And sometimes that happens. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, where you're praying for something and then someone randomly says, "Hey, I think I have a way to help you out. I don't know if it's a fit for you, but I'd love to sit down and talk with you." And that's what this person did. He said, "Listen, I just, me losing six figures was public because I was super arrogant. I was super egotistical. I was just, look at me, I'm flipping houses. I'm going to be HGTV, like all the things, right?" And it didn't work out that way. I was very naive. I was very trusting into the wrong things. I didn't have a community. I didn't have support that I needed, and I got myself into some financial trouble. And a mentor of mine at the time, I met him. He was a stranger. He was a stranger, and he came up to me and said, "Listen, I see what you're doing on social media. I can show you how to make $10,000 a month." And of course, I'm like, bullshit, because my financial trajectory at that time, I didn't know anyone making 10,000 a month. Sounded too good to be true. I'm like, no, I don't think so. Like, this, it's not for me. No, I need to figure out, I need a real thing, right? That's not going to work. And it took about 2 months of this gentleman really just being there for me and listening to my objections, and also saying, "Hey, look, I just made 10 grand and I could show you how to do it better than me because you're willing to put yourself out there. You're already on social media. Let me just show you." And so he did. He took me to dinner and said, "Here's how it works." And I didn't have the money. My first opportunity was 20 grand to start. I didn't have a dollar. I didn't have anybody I could borrow the money from. I was in a lot of shame and a lot of guilt and a lot of doubt. And so he said, "What if I help you find the money?" Now, during the same time, I had found this book called The Magic. And if you've never read it, go and read it. I wish I had a copy right now. I can't believe I don't, but it's at my house and I'm in my office. The Magic is a 28-day gratitude challenge. And every single day is a different challenge. And it teaches you how to look at things differently, right? So I was looking at this thing of, this is a scam. This guy just wants to make 10 grand off me. He's probably not even going to help me out. I don't see a lot of people doing it. Like, there was just all of this negative self-talk because I wasn't surrounded by people who were doing things like this. So it was easy for me to be like, yeah, right, right. But after 2 months of him taking time to get to know me, to talk with me, to show me, and I still was like, I can't do it. And he said, "What if I help you find the money?" And that told me that he believed in me enough, because he did. He found somebody that lent me $20,000, and I secured it to my home and I went to work and I made my first sale in about 2 weeks. And still 2 weeks for me, I was like, oh my God, I can make 10 grand immediately. This is going to be great. This is going to change my family's dreams. And I got hopeful again. I got hopeful again. I was very scared in my first endeavor as an entrepreneur. I was very naive. I was very trusting. I was very like, oh, everybody wants the best for me. And I'll tell you what, that is not true. I will tell you what, there are a lot of people that are hurting a lot of people right now online, in the online space, selling what's called a digital product, and there's no accountability. And a lot of these people are going to get into trouble because you cannot build a business like that. They're putting targets on their backs. It's just going to be a hot mess, and it's going to be a financial shift. It's going to be fantastic. But the truth is, while we live in the information world, those of us who were like, those results aren't typical and they're not real and you're hurting people, people are starting to wake up to that. It's anyway, I'm not going to tangent down that road, but what I want you to know is what's great about that is I see it and I go, oh, I'm about to take your money from you. Just kidding. But I see the opportunity. I see people getting hurt in this space because they are purchasing a digital product with no mentorship. And that is how you get hurt. Digital marketing is a phenomenal way to earn an incredible income. I've been doing it for 9 years. I've been extremely blessed, but I do it because I truly help humans on the other end of the program. I'm not just selling a bunch of stuff without having any accountability to the results of that person. Now, there are different strokes for different folks, right? Some people are like, oh, it's up to them, it's their responsibility. And I don't disagree, but I know that my daughter being in school, she needs a solid teacher to teach her the ABCs. As simple as that sounds now to us as adults, could a child learn the ABCs without a teacher? Maybe. But the average child, I don't know. I think they need the song. I think they need repetition. I think they need the teacher. I think that there's a lot of different learning styles out there. And so, anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent. What I really wanted to talk about was how everything changed because how I shifted what I thought about money, about learning, about me, about what was I smart enough? Was I capable enough? Could I believe I could make 10 grand a month? Did I believe that I had influence? Did I believe that people would trust me, that people would follow me, that I would gain friends, that I would turn them into family? I had to really take a look at my past and divorce half of that shit because that was all lies told to me by people who didn't understand, right? You have to take a look at what's happened to you and you have to find value in the story. It's either a valuable lesson or you are a victim. And as long as I kept on repeating, I lost six figures, I lost six figures, I lost six figures, my subconscious mind was picking up, I can't be trusted with money, right? Because what we say and what we hear are two different things. And your subconscious mind is the mind that rules the world. So you really, whatever you want, if it's an extra $400 a month, if it's another job, right? The job market is bananas out there right now. People are afraid to quit their jobs. Layoffs are happening. People can't keep up with their mortgages. It is really, really ugly. And people come onto social media to kind of escape that reality. But the truth is, they are praying for something. And some of you have a miracle in your mouth, but you're telling the old stories, right? If you want to build a company, but then you say, I don't have any friends. Well, guess what? You can't build a company without friends. You can't build a company without people. You can't sell anything without a human on the other end. So we really have to take a look at trust. We really have to take a look at faith. Some of us take a look at bigger things like God. I heard something very recently. How you see God is how you see your Father on earth. Well, how do you see your Father on earth? Because some of us have to rewrite that story so that we can tie it into a God who wants to live through us. So if I was God and I wanted to live through you, I don't want to live in poverty. I don't want to be hungry. I don't want to struggle to pay my bills. I want to live a rich life. I want to be able to learn new things and do new things and seek new things and make new friends and travel the world. And in order to do that, we have got to let go of who we think we are, who our parents told us we are, who our friends told us we are, continue to tell us we are. We have to find the value that other people keep their limitations on us because of their fear. But for you, my friends, people are suffering out there right now, like really hurting financially. And they are coming onto social media to escape that reality. How can we help them? Some of us have something so amazing, so spectacular, and they're not going to believe it at first. And that's okay, because I didn't believe it at first either. But that person kept coming into my life and kept saying, whenever you're ready, I'm here. I can show you how to do this. I can show you how to do this. Now, for me, the 10 grand a month, that was super unbelievable, but I just got into high ticket. I just got into expensive stuff really quickly because I just am an expensive girl. Okay. No, just kidding. It's just what God brought into my life at the time. I was doing real estate, high numbers, all the things. For some of us, it's starting at $149 to make 500 this month, to make 500 next month, to make 500 in January, to make 800 in February, to make 1600 in March. But we're sold on this idea that wealth and rich is super simple, and I'll tell you, it is. What's difficult is the stories up here that we are saying to ourselves about why it's hard. Why is it hard to go on video and share something that could change someone else's life? Why is it hard to make new friends? Why is it hard to lose weight? Why is it hard to do these things? That is not living in gratitude. That is living in scarcity, because God doesn't want things hard for us. He wants us to learn the lessons, but He wants us to take the lesson and get some more information. Take the lesson and get around a new group of people. Take the lesson and share the lesson with other people, because that is who we are made to do. We are made to share. We are made to give to each other. We are not made to separate and divide. It's not divide and conquer. It's create and multiply. That is who we are here to do. So some of us understand this concept and some of us aren't sure yet. And I'm going to tell you, please go get the magic. Even if you're not a reader, first of all, start reading because it's amazing. We should all be readers. But if you take the challenge, I can personally guarantee that your life will shift. And I'll tell you, it's simple. It's simple shifts. We tend to equate wealth and money, wealth and riches to money. And what it really taught me was wealth is in friendships, wealth is in food, wealth is in traveling, wealth is in having a computer and a cell phone so I could share a message with you. Wealth is infinite. We get to decide. But how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. There is no such thing as an overnight success, because you didn't see all the pain and all the hurt and all of the stuff at the bottom. You see the surface, right? There are a lot of people that have been following my journey for 9 years and that are like, yeah, her video sucked 9 years ago, and they did. But you know what? I showed up with the message of gratitude 9 years ago. And then I got all arrogant and rude. And then God had to humble me again, right? And remind me that anything I have can be taken away if I'm not sharing, if I'm not caring, if I'm not grateful for everything that I've ever gone through, and then also taking that lesson. So one of the things is finding abundance. For me, it was in silly things, right? I would be driving and I would look at the gravel. I would look at the gravel and be like, how much gravel is in the world? Like, how abundant is that we have gravel so that we can drive our kids to school and drive to the bank and drive to see each other because we have gravel. And that is a shift in your thinking. Politically right now, there's never been a better opportunity to help our people, to help our friends. I don't care what you believe about what's happening politically, but if we didn't have any politics, there would be anarchy. And in anarchy, there is no opportunity. So we have to understand that when people are suffering, that is opportunity for us to help. That is opportunity for us to share a message. Hey, listen, I don't know if it's a fit for you, but I help moms make an extra $500 a month without leaving their home. That's what I've always done because that's who I was. I was just the mom that wanted to be a stay-at-home kid and learn how to make money. But I didn't believe it was real. I thought it was all a scam. I thought people were just going to take my money and leave me out to hang. That was my experience because that's what I believed in. So if you wanting to learn something, doesn't have to be this. If you want to get a new job, then you have to visualize that you are putting in your resignation. You have to start planting the seeds for your future. If you've never read the book The Science of Getting Rich, I'm reading it right now. I truly believe that it was the definitely a planted seed into my first 10 grand month, which only took me 6 months, because it's you having an intelligent desire and designing it. Now think about that, having an intelligent desire and designing it. It's not an egotistical, I want a mansion, I want a Maserati, I want a car, I want $1 million. Now listen, if you want those things, great, but want it with intelligence, not with ignorance. Want it because you want it for someone else, something else, not because you want to post that you live in a mansion. You deserve all the things that you want and all the things that you desire. But nothing comes without having intelligence, creating a design, and having faith. And you can't do that in lack. You can't do that if you're looking around complaining about your neighbor, complaining about the education, complaining about the politics, It won't bring you abundance. You have to see the value in the lack. You have to see the opportunity in the suffering. And I'm going to tell you, it can happen overnight. It can happen very quickly. I feel like the shift happened overnight, 100%. But the book kept me consistent. I would go through every single day with diligence, and I would create those gratitude challenges, and I would do them, and I would write them down, and I would memorize them, and then I would go on video and I would share the lesson that I learned through applying gratitude. I hear a lot of people making a lot of excuses of why they're not doing the thing, when really it's a shift in mindset, it's a shift in thinking. It's the one everything in life, the big bang, everything started with a conscious thought. What happens is we grew up and other people thought, I'll share my thoughts with you. You're a jerk, you're loud, you're skinny, you're fat, you're an asshole, you're a punk. And then we self identified because it was our siblings, our parents, our moms, our dads, our priests, our teachers. And we were taught to respect older people when really all they did was destroy our self confidence. Maybe this wasn't yours, but it was mine. And then as a adult, I had to gain my own self confidence, which I did. I'm a very confident woman. However, my insecurities would creep up when I would do something new. My insecurities would creep up when I would challenge myself outside of the norm, outside of what, fitting into what society, oh, Jen, you shouldn't do that. You should just go get a job and you should have a 401k and you should do XYZ. But I knew that wasn't for me. I knew that wasn't for me. I tried it for 25 years, didn't work out. I knew that wasn't for me. So I had to learn how to discern people in my life. I know they loved me and I know they wanted what's best for me, but they didn't know me. They didn't know my heart. They didn't know my thoughts. They only knew what they saw and they drew their own conclusion. But perspective and awareness is the greatest thing in the world. And what I will tell you is, if you've ever met someone making 10 grand a month, you can too. If you ever met someone who quit their job and started a new one, you can too. If you ever met someone who bought a mansion, you can too. These are all things that you can do intelligently with a plan in place. So go get the book, The Magic, start the challenge. It doesn't matter that today is the 6th. Start on day 1 for you, because your day 1 is today. My day 1 is today. I didn't do any gratitude challenges last week, even though I committed online. I'm not mad at myself. Life happens sometimes. I'm still getting organized and consistent, but I'm starting today. And not only am I starting today, but because I do a mindset every week with my team, I wanted to do it and share it with you because I'll tell you, my team is the greatest team in the world, hands down. They're in a team better than mine. That is the God's honest truth. My team, we have heart, we have commitment, we have desire, we work together. And if you're part of a team, then understand you got to show up to practice, and my team shows up to practice. I work with the best in this industry. I'll tell you that right now. You want something more. They want something more. We all have to understand that in order to get it, we got to read books about people who got something more. We got to surround ourselves with people who got something more. We got to surround ourselves with people who failed and ate dirt and got back up and went, that hurt. Here's the lesson. Here's the takeaway. And I need a new group. Sometimes we need a new group. We need new friends. You guys are all incredible human beings, capable of so much. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you're watching this, I'm your friend. I got your back. I will answer the phone when you call. I will be there for you. I will love on you. I will help you get whatever it is that you desire, right? So that is my little mindset gratitude. Hope you guys liked it. Yeah, I don't even have a call to action, guys. Just share your thoughts with me. If you're practicing gratitude, I want to hear that you're practicing gratitude. I want to see, listen, it's little shifts, little shifts. I wish I had a gratitude rock. There's a gratitude rock, and they're everywhere. In fact, I literally just said, I wish I had a gratitude rock. Look at that. These are little rocks that I give away. And they remind me every single day because they're in my purse. They're right there in my office. They're everywhere to remind me, how am I looking at this thing? Am I looking at my bank account with gratitude or lack? Am I looking at a person with gratitude or lack? Am I looking at this opportunity with gratitude or lack? Am I looking at my past history, story, boo-hoo, with gratitude or lack? Am I looking at my phone with gratitude or lack? Am I looking at whatever with gratitude or lack? That one question will change your mind. And if you're like, Jen, you don't understand. You don't understand. I'm going through X and Y and Z, and it hurts. And I don't have any friends, and I don't have any family, and no one's going to help me, and no one's listening to me. Listen, I was there. I was there. I was there. But you know what? For me, and it'll be different for you, but for me, I had 2 kids watching how I was going to respond to that thing that happened. And I was like, there ain't no way in hell that they're going to watch me give up. Right? There ain't no way in hell. I didn't come this far to only come this far. And now they're watching. And am I going to allow them to quit because it's hard? You're damn straight it's hard. Quitters quit because it's hard to stick it out. It's hard to communicate better. It's hard to learn new things. But do you know what? You can do hard things. You can do miraculous things. You can do amazing things. But you got to have faith in the thing. I don't care if you call it God. I don't care if you call it a gratitude rock. You have to have faith in things unseen. Jen, my bank account's $6 in it. I don't even know how I'm going to buy groceries. You need to have faith in things unseen, and you need to be able to go somewhere, meaning God or a journal or something, and say thank you. Say thank you for the $6, because you know what? If it was negative $6, you'd have a negative $25 or $35 charge, and you'd be in the negative. You have $6. Ask yourself a different question. How do I turn 6 into 12? How do I turn 12 into 24? How do I help someone else that's negative in their bank account? How do I help someone else get through something else? Service. Service is the greatest thing. If you're suffering, go help someone else that's suffering even worse than you. But don't go to that person and shit on them with your story, because they are suffering. They need hope. They need to know that they can do it. They need to know that they can overcome that challenge. And that's what my first mentor gave to me. He gave me hope. He was like, Jen, I don't know how long it's going to take, but I will promise you, if you do what I tell you to do, you'll start earning this amount of money and you'll get out of this situation. and it didn't make sense. And there were times when I hated him. There were times when I felt he wasn't helping me. There were times when he didn't answer the phone when I needed him. And I'll tell you what, it's the greatest thing. It's the greatest thing because I wasn't going to quit. I was in it. I was in it. So I had to learn how to rely on myself and have faith that it was going to be okay. I was still going to learn. I was still going to get it. I was still going to do it. Right? It wasn't just being codependent on that one person. It was like, okay, if it's to be, it's up to me. But don't forget that it's up to you and God. It's up to you and a faith. It's up to you in something bigger that you can't see. But I'll tell you, every single one of you, I believe, has experienced something that they can't explain that was for the better. You don't have to call it God, but every single one of you has experienced a phenomenon, a miracle, a something that they can't make sense of, but it worked out for the better. And if you're going through something right now, understand sometimes we can't see it, but we feel it like, oh man, I don't know what it is, but there's something on the other side of this. Keep trekking the course intelligently. Intelligently design your desire. Don't live in fear. What if you get laid off? Well, if you get laid off, call me. I'll help you out. But don't live in fear. That's setting yourself up for, see, I knew it. I was going to get laid off when really God was like, no, you planned to get laid off because it's the only thing you talked about. That's how God works. He's not a vending machine. We don't ask, oh my God, I need a miracle right now. Oh. We got to have faith all the time as we're walking each and every single day. We got to have gratitude when we have $6, when we have $600,000. You have to have the same amount of gratitude, humility, because there are people that need us. There are people that need our voice. There are people that need us to show up each and every single day because we are their hope. We are their faith. We help them connect that dot. We help them bring them to that bigger desire. We help them dream again. Because lack is real. When you're looking at it, you can't see out of it. I've been there. We got to pretend like we're little kids again. And life isn't so bad. And the problems aren't so bad. Listen, my husband and I, we have a rule. If we don't need to worry about, if it's not going to affect us in 5 years, we don't worry about it today. Okay, go back to being a little kid, draw out that map of desire, and have gratitude for whatever is in your life that's challenging your faith, because that is all it is a challenge. God's saying, how bad do you want it? I'm not going to give it to you. How bad do you want it? You got to earn it. You know how you earn it? You help other people earn it. It's the only way. We pour into others. That's how it works. All right, guys, I am going to hop off. I love you. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and you want another one tomorrow, give me some love because I'm all about feedback and I do what you want me to do. So hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.